Hey everybody, it's Wayne bringing you guys an end of the year dividend haul, sharing all the passive income that I earned for 2024. Before I give you those grand totals, let's go back to 2023, and you can see here on your screen I made $16,393. Yet the goal that I had for this past year was to make $17,750. So why choose a more conservative number, especially if you look at the explosive growth that I experienced from 21 to 22, from 22 to 23. A lot of it has to do with a reduction in my overall portfolio. I really wanted to focus on quality dividend growth stocks. It's not to say that I don't have a basket full of higher yielding dividend payers, but I also knew that the real secret to my success is going to be focusing more on the growth. And so I sold out of quite a few positions going into 2024. One of those positions was the BDC OCSL, Oak Tree Specialty Lending Corporation. And this was my highest single dividend payer, yielding me about $1,800 in passive income on an annual basis based on the 3,000 plus shares that I owned. You'll see here on your screen, I sold out of OCSL in March of 2024. Ultimately, as I began to do more research, it just didn't make sense to have multiple BDCs in my portfolio. I say multiple because in addition to having OCSL, I also had this gem right here, Main Street Capital. And I actually think Main Street Capital is by far the superior BDC. Of course, do your own due diligence, but the numbers certainly speak for themselves. Take a look here. Main Street Capital had an amazing past year. 37% they were up. If we compare that to OCSL, down 25%. So it's pretty interesting. As much as I'm excited to be long in Main Street Capital, I'm equally as excited that I sold out of OCSL when I did. Main Street Capital had phenomenal growth this past year, and they also paid a series of special dividends versus OCSL did not pay any special dividends, a contrast to paying special dividends in 2023. So yes, I sold out of OCSL and I ultimately took that nearly $20,000 and I reinvested here in my nearly $245,000 portfolio. I've got four slices: long-term focus, monthly dividends, REITs, and high yield. I want to focus on the positions within long-term focus because, as the title of that slice says, this is the focus that I have going forward. And these are all of the positions within that long-term slice: AVGO, Visa, SCHD, DGRO, McDonald's, UNH, Waste Management, Pepsi, Texas Roadhouse, Lowe's, Caterpillar, Procter & Gamble, and last but not least, Snap-on Tools. And you can see all of these are pretty much equally weighted. I do give a higher emphasis to the two ETFs, SCHD and GGRO. Now, a common theme amongst these positions is how phenomenal their CAGR is, right? Compounding average growth rate. That's the real focus that I have in my long-term dividend investing journey. And so, yeah, I certainly have other positions that are going to yield me cash flow, but I'm using that cash flow generated by those higher yielders, and all of that is being focused on the positions within long-term slice. So that's why I had a more conservative outlook for 2024. And so again, the goal was 17,500, but you're going to see here I actually was able to beat that by about $1,000. In 2024, I made exactly 18,500. $17.50. Let's give you a kind of a breakdown as to how I tally up these dividends, because it is important to note I actually earned far more passive income than that 18,500. But over the time I've been doing this YouTube channel, I haven't bored you guys with all of the different retirement accounts that I have, but rather focusing in on my M1, my Robinhood, my wife's Robinhood, both of our Roth accounts, and then a new addition to 2024's passive income tally was tracking the passive income from both of my kids' custodial accounts. You'll see here my daughter's custodial account made about $38 this past year, But seeing how she just turned 18 in December, we're going to obviously pass over that custodial account, and I'm not going to be tracking her passive income. So the goal that I have with all of these brokerages you see listed, minus my daughter's custodial account, is to make $22,500. And I think I can get there, but I also think it's not going to be very easy. And one of the reasons it's not going to be very easy is I have decided to no longer contribute any earned income into my M1 account. Let's go back here to my portfolio. And one thing I want to show you is all of the funding that I've made to this account since its inception. Back in 2022, I opened this account and I contributed nearly $7,000. The following year, nearly $27,000, and you can see only $9,700 in 2024. Why did I stop contributing as much from the previous year? A lot of it has to do with me focusing in on my son and my daughter's custodial account. A contrast would be my son's custodial account. He has only one position, and that's going to be VU. And the funding for his custodial account in 2023, when I first opened it, was about $400. And then last year, I was able to contribute $20,000. The same goes for my daughter's custodial account. You can see here, it's no longer allowing me to make any sort of changes or further contributions. And so I'm in the process of transferring this account to her possession. But the funding last year, I was able to put in about $7,500. So that's the reason why you're seeing less contributions to my personal M1 brokerage. And that's going to be the same theme going into 2025. I am no longer going to be contributing any earned income into my M1 account. In fact, I feel very confident in telling you, when we do a recap this time next year, you're going to see $0 contributed to my M1 account. But rather, I'm going to allow the portfolio to do all the heavy lifting. Again, with my total being just under $245,000, one of the methods I'm going to implement this year is taking all of the positions in my monthly dividend slice and allowing all of this passive income to be contributed to all of the positions that I showed you earlier in the long-term slide. So these are all of the monthly payers in my M1 portfolio. Main Street Capital sitting at under $25,000. BlackRock Science and Tech, BST, under $17,000. And then we move down the list, JetQ, SPY-I, Triple QI, FEPI, and AIPI. So you might look at these positions, and some of them maybe you like, some of them you don't like, but this is what's going to really help me continue to grow the portfolio despite not contributing any earned income into my M1 portfolio. So there you have it. The goal for 2025 is to make $22,500. Now remember, this is not just passive income from one portfolio, right? I'm obviously going to be tracking all of my M1 income, my Robinhood, my Roth accounts, and then only my son's custodial account. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get there. Hey, I hope you guys are having a fantastic start to the new year. Let me know down in the comments, were you able to make or beat those goals that you set for yourself last year? Hopefully you did. Hopefully you're willing to share, and we'll see you on the next one.